I've drafted a back and a front bodice, and if you could just ignore the pink lines and the crosses for now. All I did to mark the yoke was measure from the centre back point down to where my yoke want to be. So I did about 9 centimetres, and then I drew a horizontal line out to my back armhole, and that is going to be my yoke. The next step is going to mark your dart, and you're going to mark it from the bottom of your yoke down your armhole. I'm going to do 1 centimetre, and that's a good place to start. You can always alter it afterwards. You don't really need it to be a lot because this area is not really that contoured, unlike darts that are around your waist. So after you've marked your dart point, just draw a smooth line that runs back into the yoke. And that small area is going to be my dart. The next step is, because you've taken that measurement out of your armhole, you need to put it back in so that it doesn't change your sleeve. So at the end of the video you should be able to alter your shirt so that this fits closer to your body but it doesn't alter your sleeve. And to add that back in, we're going to drop the armhole, and this is where the pink line comes in. And to drop the armhole, I'm going to line up my side seams together, and I'm going to mark about 3 mil, a third of what I've taken from there. And then I'm going to drop the armhole from A to B. B is the end of where I've started my alteration, and A is the widest part of my armhole. Because I'm not altering the top of the armhole, I'm only stretching the bottom part of it down to add that centre back in. I need to measure from A to B, which is my original armhole measurement, and then I'm going to draw a new smooth line dropping down to that 3 mil, and then curving it back in to the bottom of your dart. Now I'm going to call that point C. And once you've smoothed out the line, make sure that point A to C measures to the original armhole of A to B. And if you can't put enough back in, you can always drop the armhole a little bit more, but I think about a third of the size of your dart is a good starting point. So I took 1 centimetre and I've dropped it about 3 mil. You can go to 5 mil if you want to. So smooth from A, draw a line right up to C. So A and B and A and C should now measure the same. And A to C is your new armhole. After you're happy with your new curve, you've got your new back, and I've cut a yoke separately. And if I piece them together, you'll be able to see that my yoke on my body creates a dart between the seam. And the last thing you need to do is make sure that that line is going to be smooth when it's sewn together. So you need to place your yoke and the back at the centre back line, and then if you just walk your piece and run it along the seams together. And once you've done that, they should be at the same measurement, and if you find that this goes to a point, you need to smooth it out. Mine's a little bit pointy, so I'm going to smooth it out anyway. And just get a curvy ruler, or you can just do it by sketching it in. So all I'm going to do is put my curve along that line and smooth it out. So I'll bring that closer to you. It's only about 1 millimetre out, further out than the original line, but it makes a smoother line. So on your pattern, you just need to bring it out to the smoother line, and the same with your back, and that is your yoke and back with a dart.